We should make t-shirts that say that.
Say what?
Lace up and suffer up.
Lace up and suffer up.
Yeah.
I like that.
Throw your shoes on. Get out there.
Get your zapatos on and go run. That started from a text that we got from one of the guys I work with. He said he motivated me to lace up my shoes and start running again. I said, that's awesome, man. So lace up with suffer up. That's got a nice ring to it.
I like it.
Yeah.
It'd be a good t-shirt.
I do too.
Somebody out there who knows how to make t-shirts, hit us up.
We need a t-shirt guy.
We need a t-shirt designer.
Yeah.
Because Nate and I are not it.
No, we're not. I barely know how to do half the stuff we're doing right now. Fake it till you make it. Bah.
We're figuring it out.
Here we are, slowly.
Slowly.
Through trial and errors. Lots of errors, but that's okay.
Few errors. We're working through them.
Navigating them very carefully.
Artificial intelligence has come to our aid a couple of times.
Yes. Yeah, it has. With editing, especially when we make an error on the microphones, we can use AI to edit and make them sound great. This one is not edited by AI. I'll just go ahead and tell you that.
Yeah.
But
this is Nate editing.
This is raw.
Raw, uncut.
Raw, uncut, unfiltered. Dude, the whole hashtag.
Hashtag unfiltered.
Unfiltered.
Hashtag no filter.
Dude, CapCut's got some crazy filters.
Yeah?
Yeah, you can do anything with those filters.
CapCut's like overwhelming. Every time I open it up, I'm like, oh, that's cool. But then to like actually piece the stuff together, I don't know. It just seems overwhelming.
Yeah, it is. There's so many things you can do with that.
I think I made one reel from it, and I was like, oh, that was a lot.
Yeah. You get
took a lot out of me.
Yeah. It gets easier the more
I'd rather
you do
go
it.
run for 2 hours.
Yeah, that's fair. The love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. 1 Timothy 6:10.
Are you going to put like a cool transition in there? Or we just
No, I'm just going to dive into it. Yeah.
All right, guys, welcome back to Suffer Up. That is what we're talking about
Yeah,
today.
we're talking about the love of money.
Money.
Yeah. It is harder for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven than it is for a camel to enter through the eye of a needle. Have you heard that country song?
I was going to make a camel sound, but then I realized I don't know it. I don't know how to make a camel sound.
But it can buy me a boat.
Yeah.
It can buy me a truck to pull it.
Yeah.
That song
It's
comes
true.
to mind, yeah.
All right, moving
I'm just
on.
kidding. Anyway,
Yes,
this is
money
the
can buy you all those
Yes,
things.
it can. This is Suffer Up with Nate and Ryan, where our mission is to encourage and lead others to suffer with a purpose, striving to level up in life with an emphasis on spiritual, mental, and physical well-being. I am Nate.
I am Ryan.
And we are here to talk today about money. Well, just a little disclaimer before we start. Neither of us are rich. Neither of us have exorbitant amount of money.
That's a good place to start.
And any of the advice or things that we've learned about money, we are going to go ahead and just tell you to, if you want to gain financial freedom, go get a financial advisor and ask them these questions. But we're just going to share with you some of the things that we've learned about money, good and bad, as well as some things that we are striving to do or things that have been told to us as far as how you can make your money grow.
Yeah. Caveat to what Nate said. Neither of us are rich
Yes.
with money, but I feel like we're both rich with family.
Yep.
And neither of us are broke with money either. Like we have houses to live in. You know,
Yeah.
we're not living on the streets. So, like Nate said, talk with a real financial advisor and somebody that is like qualified to talk about money with you, or your money, and tell you what to do with it. But what we're doing ourselves is working.
Yep.
You know, I feel like we're both on the right trajectory. So we may not be millionaires yet, but one day,
maybe. Yeah, I think, the biggest, like, you bring up money, it brings up, like, a lot of...
I feel like everybody just cringed when they heard we're talking about money.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I cringe when I talk about money.
That feeling. You know, nobody wants to talk about it.
There's a lot of anxiety and stuff related to money, and I don't have the statistics. I should have looked it up before we hit play. But I know for a fact that money is one of the leading causes for divorces.
I think it's the number one.
Is it?
I believe so.
Let's Google this.
I can
Hold on.
fact check that.
You're gonna fact check?
We'll fact check it, but I'm pretty
Okay.
sure that disputes about money are the number one cause of.
What is the leading cause of divorce in America? Stand by, suffer up, friends. Lack of commitment.
Okay. Well.
Okay. Well, I know it's up there. Oh, okay. According to the AI Google thing here, it says the lack of commitment is number one. Cheating, conflict, and arguing.
Isn't that the same thing? If you have a lack of commitment,
you're cheating.
Or if you're cheating, then you have a lack of commitment. Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to like necessarily have an extramarital affair to be cheating, because you could have other idols in your life that you're putting way above your wife.
You could have a lack of commitment towards your spouse.
Yeah. I'm going to play Xbox instead of be a good husband.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like you're cheating on your wife with Xbox. Anyway, then conflict and arguing, and then money issues, financial disagreements, differing spending habits, or poor money management can create immense stress and friction in a marriage. So yeah, it's important to manage your money, especially. Well, okay.
All right. We'll say this: money or money problems.
Yep.
They are one of the leading contributors to divorce in America.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah. But oh man, this is good. But I have seen, and I can say this personally, when we first got married and we were living on love, we had no money. I mean, no money.
No money.
Yeah. Like we were living on, I think, $1,500
living on a prayer.
Living on a prayer. Yeah. Living on love and living on lots of prayers. But yeah, we had like no money, and we were extremely happy, so I mean, we didn't know what we didn't know, though. We were just
you were happy, but had something happened, that happiness would have quickly eroded into chaos.
That's true.
So here are a few facts, a few statistics for you. 34% of Americans have no savings.
What?
Whatsoever. 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, meaning at the end of the month, they are waiting for their next paycheck because they do not have money sitting there left over from their last paycheck.
Really? I didn't realize that.
Additionally, 52% of U.S. adults worry daily about their finances. So a majority of adults in America, worry about their finances every day.
Wow.
Those are kind of scary statistics there.
Okay. Now, so which rabbit hole do we want to start on? So let's just talk about let's do a high-level overview. So we need to be good stewards with the money that we've been given, right?
Yes.
As a man, we're commanded to provide for our family and provide for your wife, your kids, and that is our responsibility as men. Women have other responsibilities on the traditional side of things. Sometimes they're contributors and work and also provide, but men's sole responsibility is to provide and protect the home and our family. So what are we doing with that money? Are we being good stewards with it? So I'm a big proponent, like high level, what are ways that you can help manage the money that you've been given or you're earning? So the general rule, and it's like to make it stupid simple, is don't spend more than you make. So always have some form of a loose budget, even if it is on a 3x5 card. What are your bills every month that you know that are expected? And what do you expect to pay for food and utilities every month? And just be organized with that. And you have X amount of dollars coming in and you have X amount of dollars going out. The other thing that I would say, like high level, while we open up this topic, is try to avoid debt at all costs. I would say avoid all debt other than your house note. Yeah. Because when you're starting off, it's kind of hard to have $400,000 to go buy a house, because that seems to be about the going rate of homes right now. Ryan's dying. He has streptococcus.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
I think so.
I don't know.
Yeah. He's getting over strep.
I'm good. We're good. If you hear me coughing, that's why. Sorry.
Yep. I'll apologize. Sorry you had to listen to that.
Sorry my editor couldn't edit that out.
Yeah. No, raw. We just talk about being raw, unfiltered, uncut.
You have to listen to my coughs.
Yes. So try to avoid debt at all costs. So you don't need. I'm driving a 2001 Toyota Tundra right now, and I haven't had a car note in years. If you can avoid it, great. Now, if you do have a car note because you needed a vehicle, okay, great. But what's your debt to income ratio? So how much money are you bringing in, and are you still able to save money for that? So at all costs, try to avoid it if you can.
Yep.
However,
that goes back to your first point of spend less than you make.
Yep.
That is the bare bones basic of it. And that includes, like, if you've got to have some kind of payment on something, make sure that it fits within that requirement there, that you're still going to spend less than you make.
Yes.
More money coming in than going out.
Yep.
Otherwise, it is a guaranteed recipe for disaster.
Yes, it is. Yep. And you can apply this in business as well, especially if you're starting up a new business. Sometimes debt is needed.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'll be honest, like in my line of business, I felt like I had to take out debt to get started. I probably could have bought some kind of used equipment and made it work, but I don't know. I took the leap and got business debt to buy expensive equipment. I mean, when you're talking about excavators and large pieces of equipment like that, they get pricey very fast.
They do.
So to have that kind of cash on hand was not feasible.
Sure.
Granted,
but it was a calculated decision.
It was, and it was a calculated decision knowing that this will be my payment every month. I can make this much money per day with it or per week with it. At a bare minimum, I need to make this much per month with it to make my payment.
Yep.
And the math made sense, but I still wouldn't recommend it for somebody. I think if there's a means for you to buy a used piece of equipment, sure, you may have some problems with it, some downtime, repairs to make, stuff like that. I think that's probably still a better financial move, because something that I've noticed with having debt in my business is that it limits your growth later on. Like, you try and hire employees and stuff, and things work out while they work out. But as soon as something happens, the bills keep coming in. The debt still has to be paid down. So that is a added stressor that a new business doesn't need.
Right.
Or shouldn't have, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not, like I said, I'm not being a good example of that, but I paid for it by, having an employee and then having to let employees go and stuff like that because of, my decisions. So lessons learned. Mm-hmm. We're sharing some lessons here.
Well, also, I mean, I've been in debt with a car note. I know I just talked about car notes, but like, I didn't have like any money, and I needed a car. And well, I had $3,000 in savings, and I needed a car, and because my other car was taking a poop on me.
Yeah.
And so I needed to get another car. And so I found a used car. It was like $4,000. It was a little Honda Accord, and I financed $4,000 because all I had was $3,000 in the bank.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that $3,000 would barely cover an emergency.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, I bought the car. Now I'm going to work my tail off to pay the car off.
You bought the car knowing what the car payment was going to be, knowing that you could sustain that.
Yep.
And more, like that your plan was to pay the payment plus more every month to get it paid off as soon as possible.
Exactly.
But
I could have went and bought a $25,000 car or $30,000 car.
Could have done that. That would.
But that's
not be very financially responsible.
Right. So like, sometimes you find yourself in a situation where you got to borrow some money from the bank, but living with the mindset of like, oh man, you and the bank can own anything. Like, that's not wise at all. Because
I think people forget when they say it's my car and they've got a loan on it. It's not really your car.
No, it's
you
not.
Forget that the bank actually owns that thing.
Right. And if you think now, if you think about the vehicles, it's funny because like somebody just bought like a brand new, like 25 miles on it, new Tacoma with the little I-Force, whatever, hybrid motor, Elon technology, whatever.
Okay. Anyways.
Sorry. That truck is like $60-something thousand.
Shoo.
This joker makes like $45,000 a year.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And there's other bills to be paid. I'm like, you realize that that's like almost 2 years worth of salaries. By the time you pay the interest, it's 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
It's 2 years
Yeah.
of all your money that you're doing. So you work for 2 years and all your money goes to that, and then now it's paid off.
And that's not even realistic. So he's
No.
going to pay that over 6-7 years.
Yeah. I
and,
don't like
and pay
that.
a lot of interest on it.
Yeah. I barely like having to owe chow money at the station. That's $10.
Yeah.
You know, my debt's paid in the morning.
Yeah.
It's a $10 bill. Like, it's nothing, but like,
Yeah.
I don't even like owing that debt if I can help it. So
It's funny that's a good point. Like if you owe somebody money, at least this is how I feel about it. It's a lot worse of a feeling knowing that I owe, like if I owed you $20,
yeah,
I don't like that. It's a lot worse feeling than knowing like, oh, I owe the bank $20,000 for some
right.
vehicle. It's like we tend to have a disconnect there with that because, oh, the truck's in my driveway.
Yeah.
I don't ever have to see the bank person and
Yeah.
like talk to them.
It's personal.
But when you go to work and you owe somebody $10 for breakfast and you're seeing them every 2 minutes, you're like, dude, let me just pay you the $10 because it's killing me.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
I think that disconnect makes it really easy for people to get in over their heads and not feel like they're in over their heads when in reality they are.
Right. It is
It's a
true.
little psychological thing.
Yeah. So always try to set yourself up, even if open up a savings account or a money market account as well, that you're going to gain some interest on the money, and then try to set yourself up to where you can put, even if it's $50 a month into savings, you're
Yeah.
putting something into savings every month.
Yeah. Going back to the business stuff.
I'm sorry.
There are times in businesses, which is why we started this whole thing with Talk with Financial Advisor. There are times when you may be advised to take out some debt on something for tax purposes, tax advantages. So talk with somebody about that. That's way smarter than us because
Yeah.
they may have a reason that you should do that. But you should always have a plan to pay that debt off
Yeah.
as soon as possible. So maybe you need that debt for the end of the year, but then first 2 months of next year, you've got the money sitting in the bank and you plan on paying for it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that. Anyways, but yeah, so for somebody that's new to paying attention to their money and wants to get a handle on this, we've talked about, spend less than you make. Well, how do you do that?
Well, you just don't spend the money. No, I
Well,
know
that's
what
a
you're
lot
getting
easier
at.
said
Yeah.
than done.
I think so. My wife, I'll tell you about like our situation. So I've always struggled with worrying about money. I've always struggled with that. Like, oh, how are we going to pay for this? How
Be anxious about nothing, Nate.
Correct. But with everything with prayer and supplication, let your request be made known unto God. So yes. Yeah.
So you prayed to God and he gave your wife to you.
Yeah, pretty much. She completes me in a lot of ways. But one thing in our house was like, she is very good at organizing the money. Like, she's very good with money. She's very good with organizing things and making, like, tracking every single penny on where everything goes. Something funny. He's got a cough again.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. I'm just glad you're still alive.
Oh God. All right.
That's all right.
Sorry. You were saying-
Uncut, I can't edit these out now because we just talked about uncut, unfiltered.
I know. No, I'm just ruining the podcast. Sorry, guys.
You're not ruining anything. So anyway, talking about that with money. So Lauren's very good about understanding that I struggle with the worries. And so she kind of runs the books as far as like keeping a track of a budget. So she downloaded the Every Dollar app. And so every month based off of the previous month, so we're always kind of a month ahead. And this works quite well. Oh, you use the same thing. Cool.
Yeah, we use the Every Dollar up as well.
So it works out really well. So we base everything off of the month prior. So if we make, I'm just going to throw numbers out there. If we make $3,000 last month.
Yeah.
And in say, what is it? It's September. If we make $3,000 this month, that's the money that we get to spend in October on bills and stuff. And so then it's like, well, we don't have the money based off that. Even so, we're kind of floating ahead, a positive float for the next month.
Yeah.
And it works for us. So, and she handles it, and we have like basically
your money's
monthly.
able to roll over,
Correct.
kind of, and contribute to the next month.
So it's almost like we're floating a month's income to the next month. So it's almost like we're floating that money for a savings. So like it stays in the checking account.
Yeah.
But and we still have a budgeted line item for savings every month, but then we kind of move the money around. So that way you have money to play with. I'm not a salary employee, so I don't have like a set income that I know is coming in. So we have short checks, we got long checks, I got overtime, don't get overtime, all that kind of stuff. So that works really well for us. So having a month ahead of budget plans works really well. And then that way we can say, okay, based off of the prediction of everything, and we have like, I don't want to say allowance, but like we have, okay, I would like to buy shoes this month. I'd like to buy a running pack this month. I'd like to buy whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, this month just ain't going to work, then we plan that out in the budget.
Yeah. Yeah, not necessarily an allowance. I think a lot of people dislike that word being used.
Yeah.
But it's an allotted amount of money that you're allowing. There's no way to get away from that word.
I mean, that's what it
you're
is.
Agreeing,
it's agreed allowance.
You're agreeing with each other to spend on XYZ.
Right.
And it may be an unknown thing, but like, yeah, my wife wants to spend $100 on something this month, but she's not entirely sure which shoes it's going to be or what shirt or whatever. Like,
right.
Okay, well, she's got $100 to do what she pleases with. And everybody needs that. Like, you can't remove that line item from the budget,
right?
Because it's unrealistic. Nobody's, at least it's very, very rarely are you going to meet somebody that is so by the books or so, what would be the word? Brain fart, guys. Sorry. So disciplined.
Yeah.
That they are not going to spend any money outside of the necessities.
Yeah.
There's going to be something that comes up. I mean, you're going to be in the gas station and be thirsty and get a smoothie or whatever.
Right.
So you've got to have that allowance in there to allow for your overages and your splurges, we'll call it.
Sure.
Now, you have to be disciplined enough to stick to that and not just be like, oh, well, I can spend whatever. Then the budget's useless. Yeah. If you don't stick to the budget, it's pointless. But yeah, you have to budget your money so that you know how much you got coming in and how much you got going out. And I think that it ties in with the next point I was going to make of kind of making an after action report of the month. So when you're starting next month's budget and you're looking at the month ahead, look at the month behind. Like you were talking about, how much money do we have left over? Did we overspend in some way or in one area versus underspend in another? Okay, let's take those things into consideration as we build the next month and have that kind of after action review, look at what we actually did, because we can make plans, but everybody knows that you make plans and God laughs.
That's true.
Well, the world does too. You're going to make plans and then you're going to blow a tire.
Right.
Anyways, so that segues into my next point of you're going to blow a tire. You're going to get a chipped windshield, or your kid's going to need to go to the doctor, or whatever it is. There's going to be an emergency that comes up, and you have to have some kind of emergency money that is separate from your regular checking account, separate from your regular budgeting money, an emergency fund, as they call it, set to the side, your rainy day fund, because it gonna rain.
Yeah, exactly. My wife's grandmother, they were farmers, and every year they had like, I don't know the acreage, but we'll say it was 20 acres. They had a 20-acre field that they always called their field.
Yeah.
And so all the fields were theirs, but that was they planted beans on it, and whatever money they made from that field, that was their bean money. So they always called it their bean money.
Yeah.
So we kind of adopted that in our house. We call it our bean money.
That's your emergency fund.
That's our emergency fund.
Saving your beans.
Yeah, saving the bean money. So
that's smart. I mean, it's a good way to do it. We haven't mentioned his name yet, but if you guys follow Dave Ramsey, that's the app that we both use for our budgeting every dollar. That's his app that they developed at Ramsey Solutions. But his recommendation is to start with $1,000 emergency fund. Before you pay off any debt, before you do anything else, you start a budget and you immediately start working towards having a $1,000 emergency fund.
Yeah.
Then you're free enough to do other things. But without that emergency fund, if anything happens, chaos ensues.
Yeah.
So you've got to have that little bit of a base, a little bit of a cushion before you can even think about putting extra money towards paying off some kind of debt.
Yeah.
So emergency fund, you start with $1,000, and then later on, put it in your budget to continually add to build it up to.
Yeah.
I think they recommend like 3 to 6 months of your living expenses, your regular expenses.
Yeah.
That way, if something bigger did happen, you're covered.
You're covered. Yeah. That's good. Yeah, I like that. And his stuff's really good too. He's got a good podcast as well that like the people call in with different financial problems. So
Yeah.
and it's really interesting to listen to. But the methodology of at least $1,000 is good because that will cover small emergencies.
Those minor things. Yeah. I mean, it's not going to cover your AC if your house AC goes out.
Right.
But if, it'll cover like a...
You've got 2 kidneys.
I'm not going to say what I'm thinking.
I'm just kidding.
It will cover a deductible on like car insurance, accidents, things like that. Most of the time, like dental bills, like that would be enough to get you started. Maybe a dentist office or something would be willing to set up a payment plan with you if you had a $4,000 dental bill, but that $1,000 would go a long way up front at getting that started. So it is enough to get you out of most emergencies.
Yes. Other savings accounts that I utilize and I am a huge fan of, and I encourage you to do the same thing, is start a Roth IRA as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's not really a savings account.
Well, it is. It is and it isn't, but yes.
Yeah,
your
that
retirement.
would get into the investing for your future.
Yep.
So yeah, once you've got your emergency fund built up and you've paid off all your debt, then you move on to investing. And a Roth IRA would be the simplest and best way of investing.
Yeah.
Everybody watches TikToks and YouTube and everything and sees all these people buying houses, flipping houses, renting houses, buying a bunch of cars and then renting them out on Turo or whatever.
Yeah.
All these different side hustle type deals that involve a lot of money up front or a lot of debt up front.
Yeah.
And there's just so much risk with that kind of stuff. The recommended approach to investing is much simpler. You just put your money in this Roth IRA. You do it consistently.
Yep.
It consistently grows. You don't touch it or even look at it until you're old. Mm-hmm. And then when you're old, it's grown exponentially.
Yeah.
And it's there for you.
True. Yep. So do a Roth. I also utilize an HSA account. So a health savings account through your employer.
Yeah.
That's a great way to put money in there. It comes out every check, puts money in there, and we get a little card. We can use it for all medical expenses. I use it for chiropractic appointments, doctor's appointments, kids' checkups. And then the money's just sitting in there. And if you don't use it, it rolls to the next year. So that's a great tool.
That's a good hack for business owners too. If you're a business owner and you employ, your spouse or yourself, you can set up an HSA account for, like, say you employ your spouse, you can set up an HSA account for your spouse, and the business is able to contribute money to that. So that's tax deductible or non-taxable. That money's going into that, so it's non-taxable, and then your spouse is able to use that for things that they have to do, or, like you said, chiropractic appointments, massage visits, stuff like that.
Yeah.
The HSA account can be used for things like that. So it's a really good small business hack there.
Yes. So we do HSAs. Great. Big fan there as well. And then just a general savings account, I'd encourage you to look into doing some sort of like a money market account that will gain some interest on that money.
Yeah, very little, but
it's little, but pennies are pennies. So
yeah, if you've got a significant,
it doesn't cost any more money to do it.
Yeah, that's true. If you've got a significant amount of money, look at high yield savings accounts.
Yeah.
If you've got $10,000 saved up for that emergency fund already, look for a high yield savings account that's going to yield significantly more return than a money market would. But typically high yield savings accounts are a little less accessible.
Yeah.
So that's where the money market thrives, is being very, very accessible.
Yep. I'm trying to think what other savings. Don't necessarily, I heed caution, again, talk to a financial advisor. Don't necessarily just dump your money into like a 401 system if your company or business or employer is not matching. Just you'd be fine with just a Roth. And if you're just doing this on your own, just open up a Roth. If you can have access to an HSA, do an HSA.
Yeah, and there's 100 different ways and places to open up a Roth. I mean, you can go to some company like Edward Jones
I use
or
Vanguard.
I mean, there's a bunch of different ways to do it. You can probably do it through some app on your phone. I mean, it's not rocket science. But like you said, if your employer does offer something, take advantage of it.
Yeah.
If they're willing to match up to 5% or something, well, shoot, you'd be dumb not to put 5% in and let them match it.
Yep.
That's free money.
Yep.
So take advantage of those kinds of things by all means necessary. The HSA too, like if they're offering that, take advantage of it. Put some money into it. That's a really good one. There's another FSA. I don't know. There's another
the flex spending account.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah,
FSA.
Okay. FSA. There's another account, and so like if they offer something like that, and you got money left over in your budget, and you're able to do it, take advantage of it because they put these things out there for your benefit. They're employee benefits, so utilize them.
Yeah, exactly. So change gears just a little bit because we kind of touched on it at the beginning. So you've got a married couple. This is controversial, but I'll just ask your opinion. Do you, as a married couple, do you combine the money into one account or do you have separate accounts? We're not talking business. We're just talking the household.
Ask that question again for me.
Okay. So you have a married couple and they're newly married and they're deciding on their finances and how they're going to run their house, how they're going to run their ship in regards to money. Are they going to do a combined checking account, like one account for two people that they both either contribute to? Well, they're both going to withdraw, but are they, one shared account, or do they do separate accounts where the man has an account, the wife has an account, and they split bills? So like I cover the mortgage and I cover this, or I have an opinion. We talk about opinions all the time.
Everybody's got one.
But I was curious to open up the floor for discussion on what is the best way to run.
Yeah. I would say without a doubt, if you're a Christian and you believe the Bible, then there is only one correct answer here, and that is that you guys combine your money for the good of your family.
Yeah.
Your money goes into one pot. Genesis 2:24 says, that is why when a man leaves his father and mother, and is united to his wife, they become one flesh.
Yep.
You guys are no longer two individual people working towards two different goals.
Yep.
You are one flesh working towards one goal, united and always.
Yeah.
Your house is under both your names. Your cars are under both your names. Your kids are from both of you. And I mean, everything is both of you as one, and then onto whatever it is.
Yeah.
So money is absolutely no different. Mark 10 verses 8 and 9 say a similar thing. They said, when the two will become one flesh, so they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no man separate.
Yeah.
So I think the Bible's very clear on that. It's not just a physical viewpoint of coming together as one, but that is how you're meant to live out every aspect of your marriage together. We've talked about this before with like emotional struggles and stuff, how, your spouse feels that. Your spouse is a part of your battles in every way.
Yeah.
Money's no different.
Yeah.
So if you're not coming together with your money and you're living like roommates, I wouldn't be surprised if your marriage kind of feels like a roommate situation instead of a marriage.
Yeah, I agree. Now, I know specifically there's people that are listening to this that have split accounts. And I'm not like condoning that methodology, but I'm just we are sharing with you some of the, how God really designed it. What'd you say?
Condemning, not condoning.
Oh, I'm sorry. Condemning.
Not condemning that. Yeah.
Thank you for correcting me. But I'm not like saying you need to go like change your ways, but I would just want you to have the conversation and think about it. Because one thing I'll say, a benefit with doing the shared account the shared thing is one, that's kind of really how God designed it. So you're going to be blessed by that. But it's also, it's forcing you guys to work together as a team and be able to navigate the obstacles when it comes to money.
If you guys are looking at things separately, or like as I pay half towards the house, she pays half towards the house, and then I pay for the water bill and she pays for the power bill. Like if you're looking at things that way, well, what happens when the when there's an issue with the water or something? Is she going to point fingers, or are you going to point fingers at your spouse and say, well, you pay for this one, this is your problem?
Yep.
No, it's in y'all's house together. Like it's going to affect everybody. Everybody's involved in the problem. Everybody's involved in the fix.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be all the time.
Opening up opportunities for strife, because if like
I'm
over here,
you're giving the devil a foothold for no reason.
Yeah. And I'm over here, I'm doing great this month. I've put away $1,500 this month. Life is good. I'm going to go buy me some steaks for dinner. And then meanwhile, my wife's over there and she's struggling to barely make ends meet, and she can't go buy clothes that she needs.
Yeah, well, it's just so wrong on so many levels, as far as you are giving the devil that foothold, creating distrust. I don't know how you're spending your money. You don't know how I'm spending mine. That's not a marriage.
No.
That's weird.
Yes, I think so too.
It's
easier for people to be tempted as well to hide money in other ways.
Yep, or to spend money frivolously, buying random stuff that they don't need, or going into debt and your spouse doesn't know because they're not a part of your money decisions. And, it's your money, not theirs. Okay, well, if you're $100,000 in debt and your spouse is really good at managing their debt, but your money's separate, well, it's not just affecting you. When you die, who's going to get that $100,000 in debt thrown at them? Like, whose problem is that?
Yeah.
Probably your spouse. Mm-hmm. If not your spouse, it's going to be your kids.
Yep.
That's not fair to your kids or your spouse to throw that burden on them when they had no part in it. I mean, that's just messed up. That's not being a good provider in any way, shape, or form. I wouldn't want that from my spouse to me, or me to my spouse. Any poor decisions that end up being my wife's responsibility one day, I want to have been our poor decisions.
Right. But you're also, have the mindset of creating generational wealth.
Yeah.
Not generational debt.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of debt, I saw another statistic earlier when I was looking up those stats.
Yeah.
Nearly 100 million Americans have outstanding auto loans, totaling around $1.3 trillion.
Seriously?
Wow. Yeah. And, this is a hot topic. 44.7, almost 48 million Americans have student debt.
Oof. You're opening up a can of worms.
Yeah. Guess how many of them are making payments towards it?
Not very many.
43% are not making payments. So almost half
programs.
Almost half are not making payments towards it. So I don't know if they're waiting on a loan forgiveness, or if they're just pushing that to the back burner because student loan debt doesn't get attacked like other debt does by like creditors or people coming after that debt. If you didn't pay the bill on your house, you're eventually going to get evicted, and it's not going to take too long. But apparently you cannot pay your student debt and just continue living just fine. Anyways, so 100 million Americans have auto loan debt, and 44.7 million Americans have student loan debt.
Wow.
That is incredible. That is staggering.
Yeah.
And I think that's the kind of reasons that a lot of people have for not joining their money together.
Right.
It's like, I waited till I was 30 to get married, and my spouse is a doctor, so she came into this with $100,000 of student loan debt. And I didn't want that to be I don't want to take on her student loan debt.
Right.
Well, so you're willing to take on this woman in sickness and in health till death do us part.
Right.
But you're not willing to attack that debt with her. Even if you wanted to view that still as like her responsibility to pay off her student loan debt, so what? You guys still put your money in the same pot. Yeah. And she's a doctor. Now she's going to make a bunch of money. You make sure that she's paying that crap down.
Yeah.
and getting you guys in a good financial standing again.
Right.
And like people that have money already come into relationships don't want to merge their bank accounts and stuff like that because they're like, oh, I've already got $10 million. Maybe I inherited it. Maybe I sold a company young and just already have wealth. And I'm going to go into this marriage with a prenup and this protection on the money that I've already earned. If you feel the need to have a prenup and not join your bank account with someone, you probably shouldn't be in bed with them. You probably shouldn't be marrying them. I certainly wouldn't be having kids with them.
Yeah. It's true.
I mean, anyone that you're willing to have a child with, you should be willing to have unlimited access to their money, finances, their mental state. I mean, you guys should be talking about everything.
Yeah.
Because a kid's going to involve everything.
Yep. You hear it all the time. People are like, oh, we'll have a kid. It'll fix our relationship.
Oh, God. Good luck. I've had 3.
Yeah.
Still trying. No,
yeah. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. No, it's all very important, and it just opens up the door for so much conflict if you're not open about money.
Yeah.
Just in general. So
sorry, that really got me rolling because I hear that all the time from people about, oh, I don't want to join bank accounts because of XYZ. Like, then you don't marry that person.
When I posed the question, I could see it go across your face. You're like, oh yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of the things on the Google was like a commitment.
Yeah.
So you're not really fully committing.
No.
At all. So like give up yourself here. Just do it. And I think you'll be blessed by it.
I know you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or vice versa. I mean, I know that you will not see all of God's blessings in your marriage if you treat it like it's some kind of business transaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some kind of transactional thing with your spouse.
Yeah.
That's not a marriage.
No. So we want to see strong marriages, strong houses, and that's our passion here at Suffer Up as well.
Yep.
Again, our mission statement is to encourage and lead others to suffer with a purpose, striving to level up in life, emphasis spiritual, mental, and physical well-being. So with all of that, we need to be able to build strong homes, strong families, strong family units.
Yep.
And
strong men create strong families.
Yep.
Strong families create strong communities.
Yep.
And strong communities create a strong country, strong nation.
Exactly.
It all starts with the leader of your household.
Yep.
You men out there listening, coming together with your wife and being a strong team together. And you can't do that if you're not committing, like Nate said. If you have a lack of commitment and you're not willing to commit on things as simple as money, it's a recipe for disaster.
I'll throw this out there because I know every house is set up a little differently, and there's right and wrong ways to run your house. And I'm not perfect. Neither of us here are perfect. We've just learned some things. But there's some very strong, how do I put this nicely? There's some very strong women out there.
Yeah.
Which is great. The
Boss
world
babes.
needs, what's that?
Boss babes.
Boss babes. I like that. That's a good slogan. But so you got the boss babes of the world, and that's great. God made you that way for a reason.
Yeah.
But I would encourage you in this area. The Bible says that you should submit unto your husbands. I'm not that when you get into that conversation, it's not necessarily like, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. It's not like that. It needs to be a submission of like, I'm going to trust him.
And trust that he has my best interest.
Exactly.
And our family's best interest
Right.
at heart. And men, that is a big burden on your shoulders.
Yes.
That you need to take that responsibility and run with it.
Exactly. However, you still have a responsibility to help your husband. You are his greatest helpmeet. And so, just to give you an illustration, I get overwhelmed with details in my tiny little brain sometimes. Lauren knows that. She knows that I can think through processes and get things done efficiently. However, sometimes I need just a little bit of somebody to talk to and relay, and then she is able to kind of help organize some of my thoughts, especially with decisions. And so she's able to kind of organize my thoughts, needs versus wants, and all those types of things. Ultimately, so like right now I'm toying with possibly selling my truck and getting a different truck. We pray through it. We talk about it. And is it a need? Is it a want? Can we afford it? Can we not? Is it a smart decision? Is it not a smart decision? And then at the end of the conversation, she says, I will trust your judgment. If you would like to go get this truck, go get the truck, and I'll be happy for you, and it'll be fine. And then that gives me the peace of mind and the authority to say yes or no. But honestly, what it ultimately does is when she says that, it makes me go like, ooh, I probably shouldn't do it. Like every time, which is a good feeling to have, because it puts it on you, but then you feel the weight of like, I'm not just spending my money, I'm spending our money.
Yeah.
And so we together as a team are making a decision here, and that strengthens your marriage. But she's enabling and equipping me to make the decision ultimately.
Mm-hmm.
But we had the discussion prior. She expressed her concerns. She might say, I don't really think that's a wise decision right now. Maybe we could save for it, which we've kind of been saving for it anyway. It's because it's an older truck. But at the end of the day, it's like we made the decision together. Yeah. So you still have input. It's not like, be quiet, I'll make the decisions. Yeah. That's not it at all.
When you said like women are or wives are to submit to their husbands, that doesn't mean that that as a wife you relinquish all responsibility to your husband. Like you were saying, Lauren runs y'all's budget.
Yeah.
Well, she's not submitting that to you. She is. Yeah. You guys do that together, and that is something that she can do to relieve that burden off of you.
Right.
And help you in that way. So it doesn't mean that you have to do everything. It doesn't mean that they have to do everything that you say.
Right.
It means that you guys are working together as a team.
Right.
But in the end, your wife should be uplifting you, like you said, to have that ultimate responsibility and that final say so. Yeah. But as a man, that might sound good to some younger guys, like, oh yeah, my wife should be letting me have all the ultimate authority. But man, if you really think about that, that is a lot of responsibility.
It is.
It's not something that should be taken lightly, and not something that you necessarily even want,
right.
But it's our duty.
Yeah.
It's our duty to have that responsibility and to bear the consequences of our decisions.
Yeah. No, it's all very good. So I think that you'll be blessed by this concept with money. Yeah. And I think that this is just high level, guys. We just wanted to open up the discussion about money. If you guys are feeling tension or strife in your house or your marriage about money,
stop cringing about it.
Yeah. Just own it.
It's just money.
Yeah.
You don't need any of it to enter the kingdom of God.
Right.
So, take heart in that it's just a worldly thing. Yeah, we kind of need it here to do things and have things and
right.
live in some aspects, but it's really not as important as we make it out to be as humans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to go buy the truck now.
It's just money.
It's just money. I make more. Yeah. You can't take it with you when you die.
Yeah.
That's not the...
Can't take the truck with you either.
No, you can't. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but no, all that to say, guys, we want you guys to feel empowered and equipped to be able to make good, sound decisions as a family unit together. Take the money that you've been graced with. It's not your money. It's God's money. And so be good stewards with it, make wise decisions, and try to organize and set up your life to be able to have financial freedom. So when you want to take the vacation, go take the vacation with the kids, make the memories. Those vacations are important. Spend the money on things like that. You don't need to be going and gambling it away and all this other stuff. Like, that's not being a good steward with your money. But have a conversation with your wife. Your wife may not be happy with how you're spending money. And that's a hard pill to swallow. But you need to have that conversation with them and work through it together as a team. And by doing that, you're not only fixing your family's money, but you're also building great skills together as a team and strengthening that part of your marriage.
Well said.
Well, I think that's a good way to end it right there.
Yeah.
So we might open this up again later, but it's just kind of a topic since we were kind of both.
I'd like to have a professional on in the future, guest, and discuss some of this with them and get some real professional advice.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I think this is a good starting point for people who may be nervous or anxious about money and not know where to start. But
yeah. Solid work. Guys, we are Suffer Up. This is Nate and Ryan. Also, again, I just want to put a plug out there for our sponsor, Sofsocs. They make a compression fitting sock for your feet. We love them. We run in them. We swear by them. And we do all of our races and running in them. So if you'd like to get you a pair and try them, I've had a few friends that have actually tried them and are now big fans of their product. So you can check them out on our link tree. We also have a discount code for them. It is called Suffer10. So from there, you can access them as well as our Sticker Mule store, and you can get some merch and swag for that. So to support the channel here at Suffer Up. So,
yeah. Please, if you guys like what we're putting out, please try and support us any way you can. Every little bit helps. So far, we have been Nate and Ryan funded.
Yeah.
But we want to grow this thing bigger and better. And we can't do that by ourselves. We're going to need help from you guys sharing, liking things, and being a part of this with us. So
that's it.
Do what you can. And thank you guys. We love y'all.
Yep. Love you guys. Suffer up.
Suffer up.